Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Slight Shift Show. This is our podcast. I am here with one of my favorite people on earth, Angela Vehu, and we have a show in store for you. Although I don't know what we're going to be talking about, and I'm actually very excited about that because we got on there and Angela said, "I have the topic, but we don't have as much time as normal, so I'm just going to press play." And we're going to press record and we're going to go, and then you have to figure it out. And because I came on late a little bit, I had to use the restroom. I apologize. We went, maybe that's too much information, but then we said, oh, we got to go. We got to go. So anyway, welcome to the show. This is the show where our goal and objective is to give you some real life application so your life can become just a little bit easier, a little bit better every day, and the slight shifts that we make. Sometimes it's taking something away. Sometimes it's putting something in your life that we just make it better. Il Il Shin means be better every day. Every day we renew ourselves to be a better version than we were the day before. So, Angela, you're all mine. Hit me. What are we talking about today?
Okay, yes. So for those that maybe this is your first time tuning in, for many, many episodes, we have said, oh, we talked about that on our pre-podcast chat, And so I keep saying one of these days, we're just going to enter into the studio and we're just going to press record and we're going to see what happens. And today is that day.
Today is the day. We just pressed record.
Yep. And Chris showed up a little bit late, so I didn't even tell him what the topic is. So he has literally no clue.
No clue. No clue. So I'm going to just pour my tea and be ready to receive whatever is given to me.
So we'll start off with a quiz question.
Oh, goodness.
In Il Il Shin, what is number 10?
Number 10, mindful eating.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, I want to change the 10 rules to Il Il Shin to 9 rules of Il Il Shin. I want to eliminate mindful eating because I am so bad at it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this will help you.
I hope so, because my wife and I will go out for dinner, or we'll go and have a dinner, and she'll say to me, wow, this was so good. Oh, it tastes so good. I'm like, what was? It's already gone. It's like, I think I'm part dog. I just eat and then it's done. And I've always had this issue, this challenge. This is confession time. I eat to have the energy to get to the next meal so I can sustain. And that's it. So my mindful eating is like mindfulness eating.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think mindful eating, so it's actually a good question. I think it can mean a lot of different things. And so one form of mindful eating is not wolfing your food down, mindfully taking your time and
experience,
really chewing the food. Because Chris and I are very similar in the sense that I eat because I know that I need to eat to have energy, but I'm not one of those people that I'm just like, oh my gosh, a taco. I want, I'm not really a food craver type person per se. But I like food well enough. I just, I'm not a foodie, I guess.
Yes.
So mindful eating could be taking your time when you are eating the food, because a lot of times we end up overeating, and that's because we eat so fast that our body doesn't have time to register, hey, you're full. And so if you just slow it down a little bit, that will help tremendously to have your I'm full receptors fire off, and then you don't overeat, because that will end up happening. The other thing from a mindful eating perspective is another form of it could be being mindful of when your body is telling you that it's a little bit hungry. So also oftentimes we wait until we're starving.
Reactive. Yeah. Being reactive. Yeah.
And so we're starving. And then you have the capacity to really overeat because you're so starving and you eat so fast, then your body really, you're not giving it a chance to let you know when it's been satiated fully, you know. So those can be a couple of forms of mindful eating. And then another form would be what you're actually eating. You know, are we looking at organic foods, or are we eating processed foods, or, you know, that sort of thing. So those are kind of like, when I hear mindful eating, those are the things I think of. So when you hear mindful eating, what do you think of?
First of all, you're awesome. Like all those things, there's a lot of takeaways right there, what you just said, like everything. Mindful eating for me is about embracing the experience and really honing in on the flavors, on slowing down, on appreciating, on chewing your food, and just, you know, it's almost like a meditative experience. And like I said, my wife, she's unbelievable at this. Now she doesn't, you know, she's got one job right now is to get healthy because obviously she's going through some stuff. But even before that, she would be talking about what we're having, what she wants to make for dinner or eat for dinner while we're having tea at breakfast. Like it's like I can't even fathom like that far away you're thinking about, but that's she has the same thing every single day and the same routine every single day. Her breakfast should look like it's on a magazine. It's like egg whites with one egg, right? And with spinach. And it's looked like 6 egg whites, by the way. It's like this big thing. She makes toast. She has avocado toast with it. She puts salt and pepper on it and then a little sriracha sauce neatly. It's like, it looks like an artistic thing. She sits on the couch and then she snuggles with the dogs. So the dogs are around her and the same thing every day, the same thing. She takes literally about 30 minutes to eat this one plate of food. And in her world, I'm doing it not just for me, because now the dogs have quality time with me. And it's a very mindful experience for her. And meanwhile, I took my shake and I'm eating it as I'm going.
We should have had her on as a guest for this.
We could definitely have her on. She actually told me yesterday she thinks she wants to write a book.
Okay.
Yeah, not on mindfully, just the experience, the magnitude of what she's going through keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's taking a lot of mental strength, but she will definitely, we will have her on. I'll have her on for sure. But one of the things that you said that was really, really like caught my eye and got me thinking, mindful eating, I think, is intentional eating, right? And you said like do you eat reactively or do you plan proactively?
Yeah.
And I think that is a huge lesson. I do not eat reactively, but I don't plan, like, I do not eat reactively. Like, I know in the beginning of the day, I know when I'm going to eat. I don't know exactly what I'm going to eat, but I know when.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you know, okay, I need to eat, I'm going to eat something at this time, but I don't know what it's going to be yet.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And dinner is whatever my wife makes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to cook. Like, I can't cook. No, like, you don't understand. I really can't cook.
I just thought of this. You know how we were talking about from a vacation standpoint, like never leave your vacation without planning your next vacation, right? And so like, could that potentially translate over into the eating realm? So hear me out.
Yeah.
Like, plan your next meal before you're finished with your next meal. And so like dinner as an example, thank God I have my husband because he's always the one that like figures it out. So that the night before, when we're eating dinner that night, he knows what we're going to have for dinner tomorrow. Like,
wow, that's good.
He plans for it. So then there's like no questions. There's no scrambling. There's no, squirming. And so, but I think a lot of people get scared to go, oh, meal plan. And so I would challenge people to have a small shift in their perspective on what meal planning can be. Meal planning doesn't mean, oh, I've chopped all my vegetables and I spent 2 hours on Sunday chopping all the things. Meal planning is really just having, like, my husband does all of the grocery shopping. It's a big joke in our house that I do not know where anything is in a grocery store. That's the one thing that I just do not do. I do not grocery shop.
I don't either. I can't. I get frustrated. It's actually one of the most stressful and anxious things for me is to go grocery.
But yeah, well, how it all started actually was during COVID, because we used to grocery shop together. It was like a fun activity that we did together. And then during COVID, it was like, okay, well, I'm going to put myself at risk so that you can be at home and be safe, and I'll go to the grocery store type thing. And so I would make him a list of, this vegetable, this bread, this, Wegmans actually has a really cool app. We don't use it anymore, but you could literally like select all the things you want. It will tell you what aisle. So like if you're in aisle 12, it'll tell you all the things in aisle 12 that you need to get. And so we would make the list. Yeah, it was really cool. So then he would go and get all of the things. And that was like a game changer from a meal planning perspective, because now he can go to the store and he knows what to get without the list. Like you do it enough times, you don't need the list anymore. But we'll look at the calendar and be like, okay, well, we need, vegetable for X number of days. And, I've got a whole calendar on the wall. I know exactly how many lunches I'm going to be making for Misha versus how many lunches she's buying. And so we know how much of this snack or that fruit or whatever it may be. And so I would encourage people just to have like a really small, just start with like one thing. Like you don't have to like chop all the fruit and all the things, but just, on these 3 days, we're going to have chicken, steak, pork, or we're going to have pasta and eggplant or whatever. And that's it. We don't make big elaborate meals. We'll save that for the weekend if we're going to, do something that's a little bit, jazzier or whatever. But
they say the 5 P's, right? Prior planning prevents poor performance. And we typically have that a lot with other things, but we don't typically think about it with food. Yeah. Right. You know what drives me? I have so many thoughts on this. So, and then I think I figured out why I am the way I am. Right. But I'll get to
in just this podcast, you figured it out?
Yes, I just figured it out.
Okay.
When it comes to food, it's probably a much deeper.
There's a lot more layers to that, but this layer, we figured it out.
Layer, I think I've uncovered a layer, right? But, oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, let's go, because now I lost my train of thought to go. So I'll go back. So when my wife and I first got married, money was tight. And we would go shopping together, and I hated it. Like I literally completely I didn't understand. We're going to buy this stuff, and at the end of the day, what are we going to have to show for it?
I mean,
that was my logic.
Logically, I mean,
you understand? Like, look, if I go to buy this remote control, at the end of the day, I purchase it, I have the remote control.
Yeah.
But when you buy food, it's gone. You eat it, it's gone. And that's how much anti-mindful eating I was, right? Okay. And I think from that moment, I still can't justify it in my mind.
Yeah, but your life and your body and your health is what you actually have.
Logically, I understand that. Emotionally, I got to flip this switch in here that there's.
So you need to do a slight shift here.
I need to do a major shift with it. But now with that said, how have I adopted to that? And this is something another way for people who are busy and especially, you want to make sure that you get the right nutritional meals. I have a local shop here that does meal prepping. So I don't eat, I eat the same thing every morning, which is a shake, and it's whatever, it's good, it's healthy. And then in the evening, whatever my wife makes, but I do eat 4 times a day, not 3 times. And what I do is and when I say I don't know what I'm going to eat, but I'll take a whole box of them. I buy 10 at a time because Monday through Friday, and then 2 meals, and those are my afternoon meals. And the afternoon meals are they're anywhere from 400 to 500 calories. But then I know, I'm like, oh, I'll go for this one. I pull this. And then I don't have to think about it, but I know when I'm going to eat because I have to get to the next 4 to 5 hour block.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about with people. But I think that's why I go way back and I just had
you had a scarcity mindset. You didn't have a lot. You were like, I have limited resources. Where am I going to be allocating these resources? And so it's scarcity mindset and that fear-based mindset, which who hasn't experienced that in their life, or who isn't experiencing it now in some capacity, so that's.
And then I would question, I remember this like it was yesterday. I mean, it seems like yesterday. We got married. I was 23 years old. We were 23, in our own place and everything. And I'm like, do we really need this? Like, do we really need that? Can't we go with it was, but again, you don't think it was just a situation.
Yeah.
And now, you go out for a nice dinner and then you're dropping more money than I would have spent in a month on food.
And see, that's where, talk about what do you have at the end of it, right? And so that's one thing that we don't go out to eat a ton for that very reason, because what do you have to show for it at the end other than, you feel stuffed and bloated and, you've got less in your bank account. And so, I think it's all about having a slight shift also on what's important. And so some people love going out to eat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Some people love going on vacations.
Yeah.
Awesome. Some people love getting new cars every year because they like the new car or whatever it may be. And so I think it's really just
whatever your guilty pleasure is.
Yeah, whatever that guilty pleasure is, prioritizing it. And so I don't think getting down on oneself because they do this or they don't do that, and this says I should do that, and that says I should do this, or whatever it may be. And that's the other thing about mindful eating is what works for one person and their body might not work for somebody else. True. And very true. Body, I think every body is created uniquely different. And how it's made up, how it processes. And I'm not a doctor or any of that stuff, but what I've seen work for one person doesn't work for another person. But I will say you could work out 7 days a week, but if you don't have the mindful eating under control, you're negating everything that you're doing when you do go to the gym,
I mean, my wife, she actually did a bodybuilding show many years ago, and she realized and learned that nutrition was such a major part of it, much more than the physical acts, that she ended up becoming a certified nutrition coach, going back to school for it.
Oh, wow.
She became very disenchanted though, because everybody wanted the quick fix and not put the work into it.
Yeah.
Right. And then she went on and to train to become an Ironman. Right. Again, huge accomplishment. And that whole process of running, what do? You swim 2.4 miles, ride a bike for 112 and then run a marathon, 26 miles. She was on there 17 hours, and it was 100% more of a nutrition game than anything else. So there's something to say about that. But I will say one thing I wanted to share real fast. My sister-in-law, actually, at one time, they were telling me on how they wanted to make money, save money, whatever it was, or save more money. So I did a little bit, and this is not my expertise, but I'm like, well, where's your money going? And they said, well, we go out to eat a lot. I'm like, really? And they go, yes, every meal.
Oh, wow.
And I said, what? And it turned out that by the time the end of the conversation, they were spending over $2,000 a month going out to eat.
Wow.
And this is a couple that wasn't making a lot of money to begin with, and they're living with the in-laws because they don't have enough money to get their own place. And I said, well, you just ate your mortgage. Right?
So
that's a huge lesson right there. Like, society made it too easy for people, right?
Yep. Well, so I think it's also hard to say no.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we learn to say no without the guilt?
Well, no to what?
Well, you go to a birthday party and there's the cake. How do you say no to the cake without feeling guilty? Like, oh, they just spent all of this time and money on this party and this cake, but I really don't want to eat the pizza and the cupcake, but I feel bad because they have all of this pizza thinking that all of us were going to eat this pizza. So like, how do you say no without feeling guilty?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I don't say no anymore. I just eat it. But I used to. I go by like the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of my diet is really dialed in, although too fast. I know that's confession time. I eat to get to the next thing. Except for if I'm out to dinner with good company, like if Kathy and I went out to dinner with you and Matt, that would be a mindful experience because I would be engaged with great conversation. Yeah. And it's almost like you don't want to eat fast because
you don't want the experience to end.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. But at that, like if there's like something good, I don't say no to that anymore. I used to, but I've become a little bit more willing to break whatever those rules are.
So this is going to actually lead me to my final shift.
Good. I'm curious. Yeah, I've been at the edge of my seat the whole time because I usually don't. This is good. This was great.
Okay, so my final shift is our mindset is often we think we need to eliminate. Oh, I need to eliminate this food, or I need to eliminate the cupcake or the random cookie or the donut or the this or the that. So shift from the thinking of eliminating to adding a nutritious food. So scrub the word eliminate and shift to add. And so the thing is so when you add, take away, oh God, I need to stop eating cookies.
Yeah.
Look at that. I need to start eating, a bowl of oatmeal or a handful of carrots or a handful of almonds or whatever it be. And so focus on the adding of the healthy, because when you add something healthy in, you're not going to have as much space.
That's right. For
the unhealthy choices. And so I feel like we all walk around with this guilt and this negative and eliminate. No, this is bad. No, don't cut out the donut. Like, my daughter went to a birthday party over the weekend and I absolutely shamelessly ate a cupcake. Absolutely.
Good. Me too.
And you know what I did? So also pro tip, you take the bottom part of the cupcake and you split it and then you put it on the top. And so you make like a little like cupcake sandwich. Way easier to eat that way. So you got like, this is a 2-for-1 deal here with my shifts. So shift what we do with how we eat that cupcake a little bit. That way all of the cake gets frosting.
Yeah. All right. I like it.
So just shift to adding
something.
Adding something.
The other thing you can do
that will also help with that learning to say no without guilt, because you ate all those vegetables before you came, and you're legit just not hungry.
And that's true. And actually, that's why somebody was going on vacation. My daughter, we were talking yesterday, and she's going on vacation. First time her and her boyfriend ever going by themselves. So they're going on a cruise. And I said, make sure you train every day. Get up in the morning and train and exercise. And then you could go eat a little bit more guilt-free, knowing that you did something good. So the same kind of idea. All right. My final shift would be
Ready.
one statement. If you could control your eating, you could control every area of your life, because it's one of the hardest things to control.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
When I was in Korea last time with Grandmaster Kim, he said, there's two things I want you to do. Number one, share Il Il Shin with more people. Yes, sir. I got that. I'm ready. Number two, go back to fasting. I'm like, no. No, anything but that. But he did it because he knows that that's what I need. So I'm not as consistent. I can't do it weekly because I just schedule hasn't allowed. But I'm back to fasting 36 hours.
Wow.
36 hours. I will stop eating on Saturday night, all day Sunday, and then I will eat again on Monday morning. And it teaches you so much more. You know why he probably said that? Because I told him mindful eating is my worst one.
Well, I will not be making that shift.
Don't make that shift. And nobody should do that. That is training. It's a different thing. But the idea of that, but what it does teach me is the discipline.
Yeah.
Is appreciation. Is that because when I have my rice soup on that Monday morning, it is taste the greatest thing. Like I had filet mignon at a 5-star restaurant, but I wouldn't have had that without the other thing. So no, don't do that. Yeah. But
that makes sense. Yeah.
But the idea of mindfulness and appreciation. But
well, wow. Good. Everyone go out there and stop trying to eliminate.
That's right. And add
nutritious.
Add something healthy. And it could still taste good and be healthy at the same time.
100%. Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to have sugar for it to be good. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. And thank you, Angela, for definitely challenging me and eliminating and sharing all my biggest weakness.
Well, I'm glad we got to the root of it.
You got to the root, yes. And now
we uncovered that layer.
I had a major shift here. I now know why my food mentality is the way it is. Thank you for joining us today. Please take the time, share it. If this is something that and for the lessons of today, add something nutritious to your body, to your diet. Don't focus on what you need to eliminate. Focus on what you add. And the other thing is, remember, if you can control your eating, you can control your life. And doing it mindfully allows you to appreciate more of what life has to offer. Thank you for the time. We will see you on our next episode. We have some exciting guests coming on soon too. So stay tuned. Bye-bye. Bye.